So, welcome back students. Basically, we are discussing symmetry based strategies which we have started in the last lecture, and you said that if you have a symmetrical molecule, might be a designed molecule, might be a natural product, you try to disconnect the molecule in a such a way that maintenance of symmetry or the sigma v element should be there. So, that basically gives you a symmetrical intermediate or symmetrical starting material, which is often easy to get. Now, we will try to continue with this kind of thing, and then we will give you a simple target, which is basically a symmetrical molecule, and you see its structure is absolutely nice to look the structure. The molecule name is 3-rotane. Now, if you see the structure is basically a triangle, means a cyclopropane. Now, each point of the cyclopropane is another cyclopropane attached to it. It is a very much symmetrical molecule, it is basically a designed molecule. Eventually, if you try to do this retro, it is having a sigma v. The retro was absolutely simple. We initially spot that probably this kind of cyclopropane based olefin, if you can have it and you have a simple cyclopropane based carbene, probably you can do a 2+1 cycloaddition reaction to construct the core cyclopropane ring. That is a pure FGI. Now, I said this cyclopropane carbene can easily be generated, and then this initial starting material cyclopropane based olefin you can also create it if you have a cyclopropanone or suitable precursor with a cyclopropane based batic salt like PH3P plus Cl minus. So, this way basically you can think about doing this kind of synthesis. The only thing is the intermediates are basically all sigma v. So, maintain the symmetry is very important, and as I said these molecules are probably designed molecule. So, the main target was how you can make this molecule in a efficient way. Next we will trying to have a similar kind of molecule, and then we will talk about little bit different molecule. This is a cyclopentane based molecule. The cyclopentane, all the cyclopentane carbon atoms are basically linked with a cyclopropane, and this molecule name is 5-rotane. There are many other molecules, we will just picked up few molecules and we will say how this molecule can be synthesized. Now, if you see this molecule, I will give you the clue how it can be done. I say okay, let us start with this molecule. Stepwise we will keep on doing it. Initially we say if you have this olefin, you can do a carbene addition, simple carbene addition to this FGI. Okay, this is fine. Then I say if you having this particular carbonyl compound and this exocyclic double bond, you can basically construct it through a carbene addition on both these two double bond, and you can do a Wittig transformation of this carbon group to construct the exocyclic bond. Fine. Now, we are trying to simplify the structure. We say this compound can be easily made if you are having this carbonyl compounds. Basically, you can do a Mannich reaction. Now, Mannich reaction we have not discussed, but probably all of you know the Mannich reaction. Mannich reaction basically you react with formaldehyde and dimethylamine, which will give you CH2NMe2 here, and then you can basically extra methylate it by methyl iodide, do a half band elimination to get this exocyclic double bond here by a Mannich transformation. So, now your compound is here. Now, we are saying that we will be doing this cyclopentanone synthesis using a kind of a Dickman reaction, which probably all of you know. We say Dickman reaction of a symmetrical species. So, now if you try to analyze this species is sigma v, so sigma v is sigma v, sigma v. Now, we are saying that you analyze this carbon to react with here will give you the Dickman thing, and then finally, this particular precursor which was basically coming from this kind of cyclopropane containing cyclohexene by a ozonolysis related FGI. Now, still you can do the disconnection, because you have to come back to simple molecule. You can basically come back to simple molecules like probably you can have a ketone like this, or you can put a dibromo species. It might be possible. So, you can do a double Wittig, then put the cyclopropane, then remove this double bromine to get the double bond. So, eventually you can basically simplify the starting material. So, starting from this target, if this is the target, this starting material now looks pretty simple. So, in this way basically you can analyze this symmetrical molecule. The next symmetrical molecule which I will be trying to explain is a important symmetrical molecule, and you have a very good key transformation which is also very useful. So, next target which I am going to discuss, you have a 5-member ring, in addition you have a 3-member ring fused to it. It is again a designed molecule having perfectly sigma v. The retro which I am now doing here, initial I say if you have a this carbonyl compound, you can basically do a double Wolff-Kishner reduction with the help of this redundant functionality. Fine. Now, I will try to construct this cyclopropane ring by designing this intermediate, and I am saying that if you have this intermediate and this carbene, you can basically intramolecularly trap this carbene with this olefin by a simple cyclopropanation or carbene addition. So, you have a carbene plus olefin cyclo addition, which probably all of you know. Now, this carbene how to generate? This carbene is normally being generated from this compound with a double electrophile, something like this. Now, acetyl acetone, this is the starting material. It is a very good starting material, it is a commercially cheap starting material. So, initially what reaction was done? Initially you react with a equivalent of sodium hydride, one equivalent of sodium hydride, that basically picks up this hydrogen, and then you put another base butyl lithium. You will basically get the double anion of this compound, this minus and this minus. Now, out of this 2 minus charge, which one is more nucleophile? The minus charge, which is flanked by 2 carbonyl, the charge is much more dissipated. In this case, it was not, it was only dissipated with only this carbonyl, like this, but in this case it is with this as well as with this. So, this one is much more nucleophilic, and then now we will be what we will be doing, we will be using this particular electrophile. In one case, first we do the reaction here, you get CH2, then you have this double bond CH2I. You do the same sequences by assuming that again sodium hydride, one equivalent, and butyl lithium 1 equivalent. You basically have this dianion, one is here, one is here, then you close this thing. So, basically you can now get a compound which is having this structure. Fine. Now, I am saying how you can generate a carbene. Now, for to carbene generation, you need to know a reaction which is very important. Its reaction name is Reggetich diazo transfer. Now, what is this reaction says? This says that if you have a corresponding diketone, you react with a base first, any base, that basically gives you a carbanion, and then you react with tosyl azide. The tosyl azide structure is basically a tosyl group is attached with this azide functionality, and then its azide resonance structure you can write in different way. So, this basically this negative charge attacks this terminal thing, and then what will get? You basically get this MECO, this CO Me, then one of this hydrogen is here, and then basically azide structure you can now write N minus Ts. Just the simple attacking of this nucleophile to this electrophilic azide in this fashion. Now, if you see this terminal azide is N minus, it is also having another acidic hydrogen. So, this N minus now act as a base to pick up this hydrogen, and then what it will basically give? It gives you a minus here after this hydrogen goes, and then you have this N double bond N NHTS. Now, this minus comes this here, it basically now triggers up to release this tosyl amine as a byproduct, and in then what you get? You basically get a diazo species N plus double bond N minus. So, basically is a diazo species. Now, this diazo species can easily be generated from a corresponding 1,3 dicarbonyl compound, which is named as Reggetich diazo transfer. Now, then this case basically you shine light. So, nitrogen elimination takes place and you get the carbene. This carbene basically you generate. So, now coming to the problem which we are discussing, if you have the this particular diketone which is one of the intermediate, the structure of the diketone if you remember from the earlier paper is this. Okay. So, now you do you treat with base and tosyl azide and then shine light. So, basically you will generate the carbene, you will generate here. Now, this carbene will now react with this olefin to give you this dicarbonyl compound. Now, if you see the symmetry concept, this one is symmetrical intermediate, this one is symmetrical intermediate, this one is symmetrical intermediate. Now, do the Wolff-Kishner reduction with this redundant functionality. What you will get? You basically get this. Fine. So, by adopting a simple functional group based interconversion, you can efficiently synthesize a designed molecule, designed symmetrical molecule which was given to you. Only key reaction which you have now learned is a Reggetich diazo transfer, which is first invented by the scientist Reggetich. So, it is also very useful reaction which helps you to generate a diazo species adjacent to the corresponding carbonyl group, and this diazo species of Reggetich diazo transfer is very important. Now, next probably we won't do some synthesis, we will just try to give you some symmetrical structure of some intermediate. The one of the structure is very important. Let us try to draw the structure. This structure, if you draw it, you will find that. So, we first drawn a norbornene skeleton, and now I am saying that I will be drawing another norbornene skeleton in the bottom part of this top norbornene which was drawing here. Now, this drawing is pretty important because this drawing will give you the sense how you can now how I connecting this to norbornene is very important. I am connecting this norbornene to this black bond. Okay. Now, this particular visualization is important because the drawing was little bit tilted. So, I said if you have this drawing, now what I did this, we basically did a top edge, we did a norbornene system, this is another norbornene system. Now, if you fuse the black colored thing, basically we connect the two norbornene through a 4 member ring. So, this is a 4 member cyclobutane, this cyclobutane, this is also a cyclobutane, the visualization. Now, this compound, it was basically a designed molecule which was first synthesized by a Indian scientist. Its molecule name is Garudane. Now, why this molecule is named is Garudane? It basically reminds you the Garud, the demigod which has been described in the Indian mythology Ramayana. So, Ramayana, the Garud basically a god which is having a having a 2 wings. Now, the entire part of this thing, this top cyclohexane ring, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the back side, this considered as the body of the Garud. So, this part is body of the Garud or body of the Garuda god, and these particular things, this and this are considered as the wing. Now, this molecule is basically a designed molecule. This molecule was first synthesized a Indian scientist named Professor Govardhan Mehta, and it was reported in Journal of American Chemical Society, a very prestigious journal. If you are interested, I can send you the references. It is a very nice demonstration of how a designed symmetrical molecule can be considered very efficiently. So, I will try to give you a hint that how this molecule has been basically considered. What I am saying that if you see the structure, you see that the left hand side is a cyclobutane ring, the right hand side is a cyclobutane ring. The norbornene part is there, norbornene part is there. So, 2 norbornene are basically fused through a cyclobutane network. Now, I am saying that probably if you have this intermediate, you do a double Favorsky reaction, Favorsky reaction was explained to you, right. then basically what you will get, through the intermediate you will basically get this, right, and then this intermediate will basically collapses, you will get this cyclobutane. So, this was the key reaction used by Professor Mehta in its design. Now, while I do not do the entire retro, probably it will be little bit complicated for you. What I am trying to do, I will do a initial starting material which was explored. He started with a cyclic dienophile which is parabenzoquinone and a diene cyclopentadiene. So, initial Diels-Alder reaction basically gives you this compound. I have drawn it this way. Then another round of cyclopentadiene was reacted, and then basically what it gives you a linear dienophile, I mean linear tricyclic compound whose structure is, so this part is there, and this now act as a dienophile and react with this to basically give you. Okay. Now, the approach was absolutely interesting. Said what he proposed, that the central cyclohexane ring is your main ring which you can basically think about to the Favorsky reaction, because this cyclohexane ring is your this cyclobutane ring which you can think about this particular cyclohexanone. Okay. Now, the left hand cyclobutane ring, what it devised, he said that basically cyclobutanes can be easily done by a 2+2 photochemical cycloaddition reaction. Now, see this molecule, one end having 2 pi, one end having 2 pi. So, if this molecule react, this molecule intramolecularly react, this will basically probably will draw the structures in a different way. Just give me little bit time, I will try to draw it so that it is basically visible to you. I am saying this way, and then what I am saying, I said that okay, you try to do the middle cyclohexane or draw the middle cyclohexane ring in this way. So, it is basically this this visualization will be bit difficult. I am just drawing the molecule in different way, and then I am saying that okay, this could be visualized in this way. Okay. So, now this bridge is here. Now, this 2 cyclohexane basically needs to be joined. So, 1, 2, there are 3, 4. So, this part is basically joining with this part and this part is joining with this part. So, basically the central cyclohexane ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, same structure. Now, if you see we are almost there. So, now if you do the 2+2 cycloaddition reaction, it gives here, it gives here. Okay. And then here you try to introduce the bromine this way and this way, you do the double Favorsky, you can get the molecule named Garudane. So, Garudane is probably one of the nicest demonstration of synthesizing a symmetrical molecule. Now, see the intermediate sigma V, this is sigma V, this is also kind of sigma V, absolutely sigma V. Then you make another sigma V molecule. Now, what you do? You keep this core cyclohexadione, you twist the entire part. So, get another sigma V intermediate. So, the visualization was brilliant. perfect visualization how this molecule can be visualized, and that basically gives you the entire story. So, we will try to continue this kind of symmetrical molecule in respective lectures, and we will give you a particular demonstration how concept of redundant functionality was the key transformation we often use, and then we also say that the maintenance of symmetry is very important. It is always advisable to start with a symmetrical intermediate, so that the symmetry or sigma v is maintained throughout the synthetic pathway, because the final target is symmetrical molecule which is having sigma v. So, we will try to continue, and then please go through the lecture notes and the assignments. Till then, have a good time and goodbye.